What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This once again is Scott Porter here for day 5 of our unboxing series of Marvel's new HeroClix set, X-Men, Xavier's School. I'm very excited about this set. I have been very excited about almost all the figures we have pulled. Xavier's School. That means a lot of the young kids over time in the X-Men universe are getting clixed for the first time ever. I'm talking Generation X. I'm talking New Mutants. I'm talking new X-Men. I'm talking all new X-Men and everything in between. We haven't seen characters like Dust or Armor, Abyss, other characters that were young. I'm hoping we get to pull those today. Like I said, this is day 5 of the unboxing series. If you missed days 1 through 4, please just stop the video now, go back and watch them. If you're a huge fan of HeroClix, you won't be disappointed. If you're a huge fan of the X-Men, you will not be disappointed. And if you just like cool stuff, you won't be disappointed either. I promise. We pulled 3 super rares so far. We pulled a Prime. I'm hoping to pull something crazy today. I don't know if we will. We have not seen any of these Age of Apocalypse characters yet. I'm getting scared that they're chases. I think Age of Apocalypse characters might be chases, and that worries me. We've got X Factor here on the side. We've got Headmasters on the other side. We have not seen White Queen. I want to see what she's all about in this set. But besides that, yeah, just a lot of the young kids. I just want to see the kids. I'm very, very excited to see what day 5 holds. So let's get right to it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the unboxing series so far. We've had this format for a long, long time. 2 boosters a day over the course of a week. I think people have really dug it for a long time. I hope they still do. If you don't, or if you have any suggestions, please, again, just hit me up in the comment section below. Always glad to mix it up with you guys in the comment section. I love the criticisms. I love the support. I love everything that you guys have to say. I make sure I read it, and we try and improve all the time. Again, though, remember, it's never going to be a massive production. These are just meant to be on my phone, quick and easy, quick and dirty, just sharing a bunch of information with you guys. I'm really just trying to share the excitement, HeroClix fan to HeroClix fan. So I hope you guys feel that excitement. And without further ado, day number 5. Okay, let's see. Ooh, we got our first Headmaster Id Card in here. And, oh, yes, I was talking about Wolverine and the X-Men yesterday, how we hadn't really seen them. And there you go. We've got Brew. I'm very excited about that. I can't wait to see what this little guy does. Oh, and we've got Oya there. If you remember the Hope Summers storyline, Generation Hope or whatever, the 5 Lights, she was one of the 5 Lights. Besides that, we've got 3 characters we've seen already. We've got Beast from X Factor, we've got Sync, and we've got Skin. Sink or Skin, Sink or Swim from Generation X. So we've already seen those guys. Like I said, if you haven't seen days 1 through 4, go back and watch them. You can catch up on all the figures that we've already seen. But we do have 3 cards to go over here. Yes, and it's looking like the Headmaster ID card that I pulled is 5 points instead of 3 points for the Student ID card, and they do have an inspiration on them, whereas the Student ID card does not have an inspiration listed. So before I get into looking at the proper figures that I pulled, we're going to look at the ID card here, and it is my boy Cyclops, whose super rare pose is like the dopest pose ever. It is what is on my phone case. I can't show you what's on my phone case because, well, it's on the back of the thing that's recording me right now, so that would be really difficult to do even in a mirror unless I flip the camera around. But let's see. His inspiration is Force Blast, so it comes in. Force Blast is available for you, and he's 5 points. So the student one that we pulled is Prodigy. Now, there is not a Prodigy figure yet in this set, but I'm guessing Prodigy is going to be a figure in this set. I wish we could pull him. That time frame is one of my favorites of all time. And I know that Kyle and Yost didn't start out the new X-Men comic book run, but the stuff that Kyle and Yost did on that run is some of like the coolest stuff, or some of my favorite stuff, at least, in the X-Men entirety. It's some of my favorite stuff. I love the interaction between all the kids. I love the idea that all the students in Xavier's school are split up into, 4 or 6 or 8 teams. I think there was 8 different groups of like 6 or whatever, and then made to compete against each other. you know, not just in the danger room, but in the classroom, all over school. And it kind of really created these cool little cliques of mutant students, and the way they interacted with each other felt like old Claremont stuff, quite honestly, which in the 90s we never felt that. You know, the interaction between team members, and we didn't have a lot of issues of, you know, them just playing basketball or baseball together and mutants just, you know, not being superheroes anymore, just being people and interacting with each other. And it kind of felt like in the 90s it came all about like battles, and, you know, like the 90s were about explosions and cool suits and all that stuff. And that's what the X-Men kind of became in the 90s. And then, like, when we hit that new X-Men era after Morrison's run, things kind of slowed down, and some stuff was allowed to breathe a little bit, and that's what new X-Men did, especially under Kyle and Yost, which made it one of my favorite runs. And the fact that it ended so abruptly kind of broke my heart, but I'm hoping we get more of those kids. Maybe we'll get one or two. Prodigy, Surge, somebody. Dust, please, Dust. She's one of my favorites, maybe in this last booster here. But let's look at the... I think her name was like the girl who doesn't burn or something like that. Oh yeah, I think that was her original code name when she was one of the 5 lights. Anyway, she is number 31 in the set. She's 60 points. Her sculpt is awesome. She's got fire in one hand and ice in the other, which is her thing. Her eyes aren't different colors, but I think like one of the first times you meet her, her eyes are burning different colors. Her blue pupil is blue, and her right pupil is orange. She does not have that here, but let's see what she does have. She's 60 points. She's got the X-Student trait. When this character or an adjacent friendly character's attack roll includes exactly 1/5, modify one target's defense by -1. She has a special attack power, Heat Transfer. When Oya hits 2 characters with a range attack, after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to one and give the other an action token. That's awesome. Penetrating damage for the fire hand, NCAP for the ice hand. That's really cool. She does have 2 targets and 6 range. She's got the all-new X-Men and X-Men keywords. She's a really cool character. I'm very excited to see her. The other 5 lights, I haven't seen any of them. I'm sure we're going to get a Hope in this set. I think we have to get a Hope in this set. But Velocidad and some of the others, I'm not sure if we're going to see them or not. Zero, who ended up... Ooh, Zero. Ugh. Not a fan of that guy. Anyway, Brew, and not Zero from the MLF, the other Zero, the newer one, the one of the 5 lights. Anyway, taking you back there with the MLF references, huh? Brew. He is Brood and X-Men keywords. He's number 45 in the set, and he can cost 50 or 25 points. Wolverine and the X-Men getting a little bit of fun here. I want to see Kid Gladiator. I hope we get Kid Gladiator or any of those kids. That was one of the most offbeat runs ever. Wolverine and the X-Men at the Jean Grey School. Anyway, Brew, very, very cool. I'm very excited to see what Brew does here. Brew, X-Student. When this character or an adjacent friendly character's attack roll includes exactly 1/5, modify one target's defense by -1. That's the X-Student trait. We have read that so many times in this set. Almost everybody has it. He usually doesn't bite. Usually. If Brew is 25 points, he is KO'd when his dial clicks past the red KO line. He has another special damage power called 35% chance to murder and consume for at least 35% chance to murder and consume at least 4 classmates. Stop, Battle Fury, and exploit weakness. So he's got a stop click, and he becomes just like massively powered there when his broodness turns on. He's kind of like a Mogwai. Like, don't feed him after midnight and don't get him wet. Mogwai, 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 Gizmo. But there you have it, Brew. Very excited about that, actually. Super stoked to see Brew. Okay, well, here we go. We have reached the end, guys. Ultimately, really like this set. Not super excited with my pulls because I didn't get a lot of figures that I was hoping to get. But still, really, really a lot of cool stuff. I need another set like this immediately, and I know we're not going to get it for a couple of years, and it bums me out. Actually, I don't know that we're ever going to get another Xavier School set, but, you know, Anole or Anole, or however you say his name, Elixir, again, Dust, all those characters, like, I want to see them represented, and a lot of them become really ingrained in the X-Men universe, and I think they deserve a spot in some of these sets. I know we've seen Elixir before, but we haven't seen the rest of them. And Rockslide, I think they deserve a chance now. They deserve a spot here. Blindfold, oh my gosh, Blindfold's story with Legion was just, that was amazing. You know, she was like the destiny of the new generation, and like somebody like that should have a figure. So anyway, that's my plea to WizKids. Another set like this as soon as possible, because you can't possibly fit all of those characters into one set like this. And I think there's a lot of other X-Men fans out there like me that would love to see more of these kids. And for anybody who's not as big of an X fan as I, go suck eggs. No, I'm just kidding. Kick rocks, suck eggs, whatever they say. Anyway, this last booster. Oh, we did get a Noli. Oh. My head just exploded. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna cry, guys. Okay, hold on. Let's see. We've got Cyclops there, like in his brand new, all new X-Men uniform. We've got Anole or Anole. I always say it Anole. I don't know if it's Anole or not. We've got a Marvel Girl there, or I'm sorry, Jean Grey from X Factor, and then we've got Darwin. Oh, I'm so excited. We've never seen Darwin. I always wondered how they would do a Darwin. Yesterday we got Leech. I'm pretty sure that the way Darwin is going to work can be completely combated by Leech. So Darwin comes into this set with a golden bullet on the other side of him, or a silver bullet clip on the other side of him, and Leech. But I'm pretty sure Darwin's going to be really interesting. And guys, we pulled a chase. I'm not going to tell you which chase we pulled, though. But if you have watched the first couple of days, if I'm getting that excited over a chase, I'm sure you guys know which one it is. Oh my gosh. All right, who are we going to look at first here? Let's look at Jean Grey first. One of the older figures that we have in the set, that old school run of X Factor. Jean Grey, set number 20. She's 60 points. These guys have been fairly costed and fairly powered, I think. Let's see, Jean Grey, X Factor keyword. She has the X Factor trait. When this character hits with an attack, modify damage by +1 for each 5 in the attack roll. And that's it. She's got mutant hunting, clear the streets, telekinetic backlash, deflected with my mind, telekinetic shield, like all the bells and whistles that you expect a Jean Grey to have. A little more powerful than just your old pit crew Infinity Challenge Jean Grey, but not crazy overpowered. She's got 3 clicks of leadership, which for that X Factor Jean Grey is interesting. I will take it. Let's go with Cyclops now. Cyclops from X-Men, from All New X-Men. He's got All New X-Men and X-Men keywords. He's set number 1. He can be played at 50 points. So there you go. X-Men First Class. If this character makes the first attack during a turn and hits friendly characters with the X-Men keyword, modify damage by +1 this turn. He has a special attack power Optic Blast, Penetrating Psychic Blast. When Cyclops uses it, modify either attack by +1 or damage by +1. So not only is he getting Penetrating Psychic Blast, he can also choose whether or not he wants to bump up the attack or the damage by 1. I'm a little bit bummed that their current trait doesn't work with their old trait. Their old trait, it's like time locked or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it. I mean, all those guys were 100 points, so they were like pretty beefy. And but man, are they fun to play! If you haven't played the old All New X-Men that we got a couple of sets ago, go and break them out, dust them off, and just take them to like a theme team night or something like that at your local gaming store. They are a lot of fun to play, and they're not uber competitive, but they're competitive enough. They're a lot of fun. I wish these guys would had the same trait so they could play nice. You could pick either version because these guys are only 60 points apiece, and you can use them. You know, you could mix and match and maybe fit more of them onto a team at a lower point value. But Anyway, moving on. Oh no, Victor Borkowski, New Mutants, X-Men, and Animal keywords. Not to be confused with Reptile from the Avengers Academy. I know some people do that. He is different. He is different than that. He has the X-Student keyword, which we've seen a lot. When this character or an adjacent friendly character's attack roll includes exactly 1/5, modify the opponent's defense value by -1. He's got a special defense power, Reptilian Regeneration. Regeneration. When Anoli uses it and heals 2 or more clicks, give him a transformation token. Modify his combat values by +1 for each transformation token. Whoa. So where does regeneration come in for him? Okay, it comes in on click number 3. So I wonder if this is the type of character that some people might just take, keep in the back, push a little bit, and then regenerate to get a stat boost. I mean, his stats aren't crazy to begin with, but if you get back, and if you get 2 clicks from click number 3, if you heal 2 clicks, you're top dial again, and do this once or twice, and he could be sporting 10 movement, 12 attack, 19 defense, and 4 natural damage. I mean, it would take you a little while to cook him, but you could, I guess. I guess you could cook him. Wouldn't recommend it, but you could. I mean, he's set number 12. He's only 30 points. So if you got a 30-point character with a 12 attack, 4 natural damage, and a 19 defense, maybe it's worth it to cook him? I don't know. We'll see. Darwin, last but not least, has X Factor and X-Men keywords. If you remember when he came around at the same time as Vulcan, when it was showed that Professor X had a team of mutants before the X-Men. It was a big reveal. Vulcan was the 3rd brother of Cyclops and Havoc, of course, but Darwin somehow kept Vulcan and himself alive for years and years and years by entombing him within himself. And he's all about adaptability. If you haven't read that particular run, then go back and read it. Or if you haven't read X Factor, he was in X Factor for a while. Peter David's first one from the 90s, which is the greatest comic book run ever by a writer on a specific team book. But the new one, which is also very good with Madrox in the 2000s, he's in that. Anyway, he has X-Student. We've read it enough. Not going to read it again. Instant Adaptation. When Darwin is targeted with an attack, choose a standard defensive power. Darwin can use the chosen power for this attack. I can adapt so much faster than you. Whenever another character uses an effect that allows it to choose 1 or more standard powers to use, after resolutions, deal that character 1 avoidable damage. Nico Minoru wants nothing to do with Darwin. She wants nothing. The Staff of One wants nothing to do with Darwin at all. He also has Adapt to Survive. That is a special defense power. Stop and Regeneration. He's only 4 clicks long. So he has defensive powers. He has this adaptability power where he can give someone else choosing a standard power clicks. That trait, the I can adapt so much faster, and he doesn't have a range associated with it. So if they try to use it anywhere on the map, they are going to take a click. Well, that does it. Actually, not yet. We do have a chase in here. You know what we didn't see? We didn't see a title character. I'm thinking that Professor X is probably the title character here. We didn't see Professor X. We didn't see a bunch of figures that I wanted to see, but what we did get is all very, very cool. Still crossing my fingers for Dust and Surge and the rest. But I did get, I guess, what the biggest want on my Christmas list is, and that is the Chase Iceman from Age of Apocalypse. Guys, look at this sculpt. Oh my god. He looks like an ice dragon man. Oh, he looks so incredible. The sculpt alone is just, oh. I don't know if WizKids knows how much I like Iceman, and maybe that's why this guy's in here. I don't know if they send me a special brick with just knowing that I would freak out if I got him, but Iceman, Age of Apocalypse, X-Men keywords. Guys, I'm sorry to say, Age of Apocalypse looks like it is your chases. So all these Age of Apocalypse characters we're hoping to get, whether it be Dark Beast or Cyclops or, any number of them, they're all very, very cool. We got a run of Age of Apocalypse a couple of sets ago. So I think they're going to be trying to fill them out, but they look like they're chases. Trait, Survivor of the Age of Apocalypse. For now. When Iceman is damaged by an opposing character, give that character a revenge token. When Iceman attacks a character with one or more tokens named Revenge, modify attack and damage by +1. When Iceman is KO'd, you may choose an opposing character with a token named Revenge and remove all those tokens and roll that many d6s. For each roll, 5 to 6, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. So if he's got like 3 revenge tokens on one character, when he gets killed, you roll 3 die. If there are 5 or 6, penetrating damage immediately. Pretty cool. All about revenge. Ice Clone. Oh, yes. At the end of your turn. Important. At the end of your turn, before clearing, if the number of Ice Clone bystanders on the map is less than the number of Iceman's action tokens, generate 1. Free. Remove an adjacent Ice Clone bystander from the game. This turn, Iceman has Giant and modifies attack and damage by +1. Sentient Ice Age is a special defense power. Barrier, Energy Shield Deflection, Invulnerability. And these Ice Clones are pretty wicked. They have Sidestep, Incapacitate, 10 attack, Toughness, Shape Change. There's the front of his card. There is the back of his card. He is a beast. Beast. Is that 9 clicks? Oof. 9 clicks long. Man, he is set number 64. He can be played at 175 or 60 points. I'm going to be playing him at 175. He's got Running Shot, Pulse Wave. He's got Impervious. Woo! Man, he's popping out Ice Clones. Oh, this is awesome. So at the end of your turn, before clearing, if the number of Ice Clone bystanders on the map is less than the number of Iceman's action tokens, generate 1. Wow, he's going to be generating these Ice Clones all the time. I hope you guys have enough Pogs to support Iceman being on the map. That is awesome. So exciting. Guys, this set is tailor-made for me. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to see a lot of these characters. I can't wait to see what the rest of the set brings. I'm getting a case for sure. I hope you guys will too. The pre-release for this starts January the 31st. So make sure you reach out to your gaming stores, see who is holding a pre-release. If you can't make it to a pre-release, the set will release in February, a couple weeks after the pre-releases. So guys, get excited like I am. I cannot wait for the set. Maybe I'll see you out there on the HeroClix Battleground. But until I do, I hope all your rolls are critical hits. Peace.